Welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Today, let's talk a little bit about customer service. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another version of the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast from my car. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Washington State as we're doing some traveling and visiting family, hanging out with family, and kind of just taking care of business. But the podcast must continue. I must be able to still serve you guys, and I just wanted to make sure that I do that in an appropriate way and something that is actually beneficial and useful to you. So please let me know if it is, and if it isn't, let me know that too. I would love the feedback. I think in a previous episode, I just got back from a mastermind event down in Florida with Rudy Moore's team. He does, advertising and marketing and funnels and all kind of stuff to help entrepreneurs, business development, things of that nature. And I had paid to be part of the VIP program as far as, you got a couple extra meetings and a chance to hang out and get some real personal help. And it was supposed to be, an extra day on Friday and then the main event on Saturday, Sunday. So I had, paid and booked my flights and everything, got that all squared away, hotel, all the jazz that goes into anytime you go to an event like this. And no big deal. I was really looking forward to it. So I was set to leave Thursday early morning because the event was going to start, at least for the VIPs, start on Friday. And it included, an extra dinner and basically extra time with Rudy to be able to really have that FaceTime and his expertise, like on a personal nature with my specific, business type stuff. And it was only limited to a couple people, which was really neat. And I would highly encourage you, if you are running events of this nature, like masterminds, have a program like this where you've got whatever you call it, your diamond club. Grant Cardone has his diamond seats at his Growth Con and inner circles. Russell Brunson is kind of famous for his inner circle and category kings. They're kind of just that next level for people that are looking for more personalized service, more personal attention, all that kind of things. And, in Rudy's program is no different. And, so I was set to leave Thursday morning to fly out so I can be ready to go by Friday for the event and then the Saturday, Sunday main event. And I get an email from a gal on his team that one of his I think they're called like a customer relations representative or something like that. Basically, the customer interaction person says, hey, there's been a schedule change and Rudy is unable, unfortunately, to make it back in time for the Friday one-on-one VIP session. And instead we've switched it to Monday. So it's going to be the main event Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll do the VIP part of it with just Rudy on Monday, which, okay, but for my schedule, with the schedule and then checking flights and everything, it would have been more expensive to change my flight by 24 hours or even, later that day, like way expensive later that day, but then to take the same flight the next day would have been more expensive than the entire flights themselves when I first picked them. And I'm like, I don't know if this makes sense. And, And I go, you know what? I think I'm just going to do the Saturday, Sunday event. And you can go ahead and refund me for the VIP stuff that I paid for. And of course, as any good business your first option should not be, okay, we're just going to refund your money. That should not be your first option. And in my own thinking, I'd kind of thought through the pros and cons and everything of like, okay, I don't really see any other good options that I would get the value that I paid for based on what I expected when I originally purchased the program, the VIP program. But as a company, so I'm approaching this mainly from their perspective as somebody who has a customer that has already paid them. Something has changed in your schedule where obviously the customer is not getting what they anticipated or on the timeline or the schedule they anticipated. And then you add that extra complexity of your customers traveling across country in order to be there. So there's, tickets and rentals and blah, 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 right? All kinds of other expenses. But they did a fantastic job to say the least. Now, because I said, it's okay. I totally understand. Like for what he was having to change his schedule for, 100% did not blame. It was not arbitrary. It was something out of his control. I wasn't mad by any stretch, or anything. I was certainly disappointed, right? As most people would be, but I wasn't upset or anything. I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. It happens. No big deal. Kindly refund my money and we'll call it a day. And I'll come down for the normal Saturday, Sunday event like I was anticipating, just not with the VIP stuff with Rudy, because I can't stay Monday. Like it's not an option to be able to do that. It would be prohibitively expensive for me. So I get an email back, and then I get a call from one of their kind of next level coaches, I guess, representatives, and we kind of talk through different things. And I'm like, no, but it's totally okay. Don't worry about it. I understand. I'm not upset. I still love you guys and your program and all that kind of stuff. But, because of X, Y, and Z, I'm just not able to stay to that Monday. And it's no longer worth, if I can't get that one-on-one time, like, what am I paying for? Like, I'm not paying just to sit in the front of the room, without the one-on-one time kind of stuff. So then it got elevated to the next person, which, the next hire on there. And I got a call from the gentleman, and just super nice, understanding, like, hey, he was apologetic. I apologize, this is out of our control. We didn't see this coming. We didn't anticipate it. There's basically nothing on their end they can do. But here's the key. Here's where he massively succeeded in his approach to what could be a very irate customer. I wasn't, but you handle it like, hey, at any point this customer could explode, right? Because they kind of have a right to, if they go down that direction, because they feel tricked or duped or not getting what they paid for, kind of thing. But again, he didn't say, yep, we'd love to do your thing. But he said he offered all kinds of other solutions, like, oh, what if we did this? How much, would that be worth it to you? What if we did this? What if we did this? What's important to you? We spent like a half hour on the phone just going through different things of, basically him interviewing me of what did I need? Why was I coming to the conference? What did my business need? And how could they help meet that? And through that process and what he was able to, essentially offer in place of, it absolutely met the value and the intent of what I originally thought. And it actually kind of exceeded it, which was pretty awesome. And going through the process, and of course I understand what he's doing, and I told him at the end, I thank you so much, because a lot of times as customers, we just don't know what we don't know. We don't know that there are other options. We don't know that there are other things that this company that we're interacting with can do to provide that same level of value, that same level of service for that. And this is something that Rudy's team absolutely excelled at, is like, hey, we've got these other things that, yes, you're not going to get to sit in the room with Rudy and like 3 other people, but we've got these other things that can absolutely help you and you can take advantage of. So that's what got me down there to start with. And I didn't get the refund that I had asked for, but it transitioned from, okay, I expected this one thing when I originally bought it. And yes, it's disappointing not to get it, but here's this just as good, if not better, second thing that we ended up kind of negotiating and settling on. And I thought it was fantastic, because ultimately what it came down to is they wanted to meet my needs, but at the same time meet their needs of not refunding customers. And that should not be your business model either. Should not be refunds. It should be, okay, we know for whatever circumstance, X, Y, and Z, whether my fault, your fault, out of act of God, out of our control fault, instead of just giving back money, like, let's continue. How can we solve your problem of what you originally came to us from? And I just want to, a shout out to More Capital and their team. It was absolutely phenomenal. Everyone I met down there was so service oriented, servant heart oriented, like, we're here to help you. How can we help you? And it was absolutely phenomenal to be a part of that world and get to see that intimate time. And, side bonus, I did get, not as much, but some personal time with Rudy, and got some absolutely phenomenal feedback about different aspects of our business. So I'm looking forward to seeing that implemented soon. If there's anything we can do for you as Kale Houser Leadership, or somehow we've not met your expectations, please let me know. I would love to continue to provide value to you and help you in your business and your leadership journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. If you have not had a chance yet, please make sure you hit kalehouserleadership.com/mistakes and get my free ebook about the 10 biggest mistakes every new leader makes and how to avoid them. Have a fantastic afternoon, no matter where you're at in the world. Bye.